want to speak about Koulibaly, right?
Yeah.
Another player who I think has made a move. Look, you can never really say someone has made the wrong move or the right move at the wrong time, because you can never tell the choices the person had to make at every point in time. But looking from outside in, I think that this move is about 2 years late,
2 seasons
right?
late. Yeah.
Ultimately, African players don't have the luxury of making risky moves in their careers, because
you snooze, you lose.
You could make a wrong move and that's the end of it, right? But I think Koulibaly, 30 now, 30?
31.
Right? 30, 31. Fantastic time to move. I find that there are not many players who have been able to move at that age as a defender and make a real mark.
Thiago Silva.
So he's in many ways the first of his kind. I mean, to be honest, Thiago was well managed.
Yeah.
Honestly, Thiago was well managed, right? If you put Thiago in front of it every day, you'll crack. That's for sure. So what's the thing with Koulibaly? I've seen him given a 5-year contract. I like it, because in the end, the paycheck is important for a black player in the last years of his career. But he comes in. Does he play every day? What's the plan with Koulibaly then?
I think he plays every game. I think he has. I think he has come in to replace. Outright to replace.
So what's the starting 11? What's the starting back line?
So
Koulibaly for sure starts.
What's his name now? Thiago Silva, like you said, is being managed. If Thiago Silva plays, which I think.
So can Koulibaly and Thiago Silva play together?
Yeah, Tuchel plays with a three centre back system. So Koulibaly ultimately slots in that left side of the centre back pairing. Thiago Silva plays through the middle. And then you've got, what's his name? There's still Aspilicueta in the team, even though I think
he's
he
about
wants
to
move.
leave. Barcelona
even though I think he wants to move. There's Trevor Chalobah there. I hear also they're looking at Jules Koundé. They're looking at Kipembe. I don't know what Thomas Tuchel is smoking, but I think that because of the circumstance of the team, Jules Koundé, even though I'm not a big fan, would be the perfect fit, because he's a right wing, wing, and can play as a 2 as well. So I think that more or less is center back. Chilwell plays at left back ultimately, and I think Koulibaly also comes with. He is one of very few. I don't think there's any center back. I'm trying to make sure I don't make a mistake. I don't think there's any center back right now that's got that 2-foot ability that Koulibaly has now. It used to be John Terry.
So what's his best? What's his best? I like specialists, right? What's his best attribute?
That's the left wing centre back pair. Even playing in a 2, he plays that left wing because he's very good with his left foot. Pings 50, 60, 40-yard passes with left foot.
So he's a ball playing guy.
Yeah, he's a ball playing guy, but he's also a brute.
And he's a brute who has long passes, and he's a brute that you can't run around in circles with because he's a fast brute. Yeah, and he's a disciplined brute who knows how to position.
Is he faster than Rudiger?
Let me put it like this. There are very little defenders that are as fast as Rudiger, who is deceptively very fast for, his long body. But it's not a bad like for like. But like you said, I think it's 2 seasons too late for him. Because for me, I when they first mentioned his name with Chelsea in the transfer window, I was drooling. I was practically crying. I was like, this is the guy. The
guy looks like he's made
He was made for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are some people that you just like, this is Chelsea quality. And now he's coming, and I'm worried that one bad injury, one mismanaged slot, we don't have that kind of quality of medical teams that we used to have before. We don't have that kind of quality. See, if you don't have your own personal team running for you, like Thiago Silva, for instance, then you'll be left to whatever is there. And whatever is there, they're already leaving.
Well, I'm not worried about that is because, like you said, he's a Senegalese, he's a black guy, he's got a 5-year deal. So it's covered.
It's covered,
Bros, see, he's a Senegalese, Abi. How old did they say his age was again?
It's 31.
31. That means it's give or take 34, 35.
For me, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
The truth is,
because in the back of my head, that's what I always put.
The truth is, I actually think it's 30.
Do you get?
And
whether you like it or not, see, the truth is,
football is a man's game.
You get?
People, this is one of the things I find a bit ridiculous nowadays in conventional, football media.
Yeah.
That football is a game only to be played by youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
Football is a man's game. The best football we know was played by men.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, go back to all the Tony Adams and all the. I think so.
Fantastic point.
I think that whilst young players have the tendency to to come in and really give you an excitement, because it's always great to see a kid come in and mix it up amongst the.
It's not that exciting again.
The biggest endeavors in life, not name tech, right, are for men, are done by men, because in the end, I think that's why the game has gone softer. So a guy like Koulibaly comes in, I have to go back there at a prime age to Chelsea. Yeah. So the fact that he signed a 5-year deal, I think he could give 4 out of those 5 years.
Exactly. See, the truth is, where the world is now. Look, I've seen 40, 45-year-olds on the streets of Lagos in a big 11-a-side field, switching the ball across midfielder number 10 with a big stomach
and see they move,
dominating the
and when
game.
they are done, they still hold one big bottle of beer.
That says that, number one, if you sabi play ball, that's one. Two, with where professional football is today, if you manage yourself properly, if that is what you want to, there's no problem. Bar having an unfortunate long-term injury, there's no problem. If you manage yourself properly, you play longer. A lot longer than expected.
I think that football's for men. I watch it. I see a lot of people, make comments on, Twitter and whatnot. And it's always been. I call it the cultivation. It's called the cultivation theory, of course. Once a player is 30, you think the player is spent. No, I don't think the player is spent. Not necessarily.
And then there's genes too. There's genes.
Genes
not necessarily.
There's one of the things I'm noticing, Sha. I thought it was just a fluke, but with Chelsea getting this guy at this age, I feel like there's a revival going on when it comes to, before you could manage to get maybe a striker, because people like Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo have managed to make us see that even if you pass 35, you can still play at the top level and you can still get stuff going. So now even when you talk with players, I was talking with Musa was like, me, I still plan to play. Let me know, as long as my leg can score, I plan to play. That's not what you will hear normally from players, even from Africa or Nigeria. The revival I'm talking about now is not for strikers. Before, you just used to be for the strikers. The best things in football are for the strikers. You're seeing it now for the defenders. The only old players before used to be goalkeepers.
Or even midfielders.
Midfielders, depend on the position, not the ones around the flank. Only midfielders.
I think it's a brilliant point.
Brilliant.
It's a brilliant point. I'll push it further, right? So strikers are naturally, footballers, people speak about footballers, you don't have to be young and all that stuff. European players, or players not from African descent, from Africa, who came out of Africa, have the head start, and they have the privilege of starting their careers early.
Definitely.
Right? I think that the more you use your body, the less it can give to you. African players effectively start off their careers 24, 25. Right? I think that if a player desires that he would put in the right amount of work to get 15 years out of his career, which means he will make sacrifices to start at 25 and end at, let's say, 37, then we shouldn't write that off because the English guy or the average Western European or European guy started his at 17, and in his mind he already knows that at 29 I'm clocking down. So we cannot measure
our clocks are different.
African players and these players on the same thing. So there's a real chance here to change the narrative, which is why I feel like a lot is riding on Koulibaly's move to Chelsea.
You better do
every time he plays, I'll be cheering for him to succeed, because I think that if he has the first good season,
the pathway is open.
Ian
Wright was the guy.
I think that's
Ian Wright was the guy that first let us know that you could not necessarily play for the main leagues and you still make it to the main leagues as a painter, and you have the skill and you're ready to do the work and you get there.
I mean, look at Kante, for example.
See Fleetwood Town with their boy now, Vardy, the day he get contract, he was drinking vodka in cornflakes the day they tell us, hey, Baba, we they come for you. And he was a factory worker.
Let's not forget, sorry to cut you in, let's not forget Kante, who is the most amazing story, and Edward Mendy, for example, who's a goalkeeper. But
they wanted to retire.
I don't remember any player. I saw a list. It was a nice thing on one of these Instagram football pages that said best midfield throws of our generation. And Kante was at the end of it. I don't remember a midfielder in the last 10 years of watching the game that could have outperformed Kante if he was on his game and he was fit.
That's true.
With all the best midfielders we've had. Last week we did a midfielder thing here with the guys, Pirlo and all these players.
We didn't put Kante
I don't think one player on that list, if Kante was having a good game, could dominate Kante.
Never.
At all.
No. You see, and this is not your.
And he was willing to change his pattern.
Yeah, this is not your pattern. So African players must have that. We need to create that that
Just to quickly add to what you said, and that's the thing about the hindsight pod. I have to say, sorry, I have to go there. This is what we talk about: the quality of conversation and the ideas that pop up on this table. So what you just mentioned, I was going to go in the direction of it's. I personally believe that the human body is a machine, irrespective of it depends on how you want to use it.
Yeah.
So the difference is that you have emotions, and you have the ability to discern. You have this brain thing, emotion going on. So sometimes you can be depressed, you can get bored, you can be tired. So all that can happen. But I ultimately think the body is a machine. So the more you take care of it, the more you service, the more you clean where you need to clean, detox and all that, the better it will serve you. So, and like you said, when a European player, for example, starts their career, say at 16, 17, and then they get to 27, they are thinking, I have to be done at 29, 30. I don't think it has to do with the function of their body if they really want to take care of their body very well. I think
because they've
it
been
is
doing
also
it for so long.
Because they've been there for so long.
Since we're kids.
So I totally agree with the fact that as Africans, you didn't start as early as that European
Still wheelchair
kid.
retiring.
So if you want to
He's
keep
a
going,
coach.
you
Still
can actually
running.
keep going.
Yeah,
These are guys that met Ronaldo in the field.
And aside that, to back it up, I'm no sports science guy, and hopefully we plan to bring Katie Cool Boulevard, who's
cool.
a fantastic sports science person, speak to us in more detail about it. But biology never lies. Kenyans. Shouts to my guy Eli Kipchoge. Always like. His genetical makeup is clearly different from
Of course now.
So we can't fall into the standard stereotype for Europeans
we
or
can't.
for
We
Brazilians.
can't.
You
Yeah.
get we have a different genotype. As a result, we can create
Different
a narrative.
weather, different everything.
You have to change it.
And plus, if I'm just even being layman, too laymanish, we're not as industrialized as those people are. So you can imagine that you have more fresh food here. You have more access to, stuff from nature and all that stuff. So you cannot say
Africans should actually be more vegan.
So shouts to Koulibaly, and you started a great point, Oswo, and that's absolutely amazing.
But I also
right?
think that
You think what?
wait now. But I also think that
you think what?
Relax
I want to go to
now.
that, but you think what?
Wait now. But I also think that the medical technology for players right now are improving exponentially.
Yeah.
And that has been a major. The likes of, let me use Cristiano Ronaldo as an example.
It's not a good example.
Wait.
I tell you.
Wait,
It's
I'm
a
not
very-
talking
it's a very
about
bad
Africa.
example.
Very, very
Wait,
bad.
It's not bad. Wait now.
But continue.
How many people that don't eat chicken?
Wait now.
Let him finish.
Wait, it's not about eating
Super
chicken.
is a pharmacist.
You
So
guys are so
relax.
rude.
all these
I'm not even
things.
talking about nutrients wise now. I'm saying technology like machines,
Cook it.
stuff that helps the body, like prepare the body. Those therapy when it comes to
It's post-game therapy routines and all that.
exactly. So these are things
Coping
that
and all those things you
it gives your body extra years.
Right.
Actually, so plus there are stuff called probiotics and the likes that helps to help in cell regeneration
problem.
and co. So if you take all of these things, it rejuvenates your cells internally.
No, one person that knows a lot about that thing. Is Madam Gaptooth. Madam Gaptooth Madam Gaptooth is a prime example that you can change your whole system. Change your whole system.
No, but I think if you take
just
your-
went for like
Like-
you need to. That is
like Madam Gaptooth is as fresh as myself.
No, but-
or fresher than me. You get, which is what my
if
guy.
if you really do apply it, trust me, you'd see the results.
Right, fantastic.
You see the results.
I don't have an idea what you said. But I think,
Honestly,
I
so
think
rude.
that the people that understand what you said
They go.
But-
They
Behind
go.
the body is this
but-
guy.
you say it's a good, it's a
They go
fantastic.
DM you.
A lot of Africans though. A lot of
Supi,
Africans.
that's your
though.
cue to stop it.
Oh,
right,
God.
right. I'm told we have 25 minutes there about. I'm not gonna be like Jide and say I go slap you for this, but Jide needs to pay a fine for that behavior.
Yeah,
on his
violence.
podcast.
Yeah.
What
There's
kind of
violence on the
how can you
table, but
stand
not
up?
to that level. Come on, we don't.
How can you start to slap somebody? Is that the presenter of this show? See, I've never seen anything like that before.
Guy.
Never
My
seen
God.
anything like that
The
before.
Janokwaja in him rose up.
What's
Right?
going on here?
Right?
Thank you guys for listening to the Hindsight Podcast, where the conversations you're having in your homes about football are had here live on the show with the guys in the studio. Don't forget to sign up on social media. Follow us on YouTube. So, of course, you get to hear more of these conversations.
Cloud. Reach out.